Well, hey, everybody. It's a rainy, stormy day in Houston, Texas on Labor Day, so no barbecues and no picnics today. But instead, I thought I would talk a little bit about what Labor Day means to me. Stay tuned. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Teo, the blind bassist. Thank you for coming back to the channel, and if you're new, please like and subscribe. Here you will find me giving content about my blindness, my music, and basically just trying to inspire other people with disabilities to produce content and show the world that we can give back to society. So on this episode, I really want to talk a little bit about what Labor Day means to me. Now, most Americans, when they think of Labor Day, they just usually think of the last holiday at the end of summer. Or for those of us that have children, it's the beginning of the school year. That's a great demarcation, but I wish that more people understood the history of Labor Day. It seems like a lot of our holidays in America have been commercialized, and we forget the real meaning. So on this video, I just want to talk a little bit about it. So there's contention as to who actually originated the idea for a Labor Day in the United States. It began at the beginning of fall in 1883 or so with a carpenter in New York City who was a part of the Carpenters Union, and then soon after the Knights of Labor took up the mantle and also decided to have celebrations to honor the struggles of labor in the United States. And me being working class and from a working class family, it's very important to me. And also what Labor Day always made me think of, especially since I was a longtime member of the Musicians Union, is we would always have our union, big union picnic, where we would congregate with our fellow union members. And I think that most Americans really need to remember this history. So Labor Day began kind of in the 1880s. There's some contention as to the exact beginnings of it, but many people believe it started with a certain carpenter in New York City who wanted a celebration, like I said, for labor. And then the Knights of Labor in New York also took up the mantle. And because of the Pullman strike in 1884, which was a big strike in United States history, Pullman sleeping cars, I definitely suggest people look into that history if they're curious. Well, that idea of a day to celebrate labor took off throughout the country. The ideas first started beginning in the last Gilded Age, or a time in history where the rich were having excesses, and there was a lot of political corruption, while at the same time labor was suffering through very difficult conditions in the factories and such. So what happened is, seeing these excesses of the richer class and the owner class made a lot of people in the working class decide to unionize and to gather their strength together and their bargaining power so that they can fight for better conditions for the working class in the United States. So through the labor movement in the United States, my grandfather used to talk to me about this. We were able to get 8-hour work days and child labor laws, and eventually it led to Social Security and other unemployment insurance programs, which I think is definitely a good thing for us to remember about Labor Day. Now, as I said, what Labor Day meant to me was usually a gathering of my fellow musicians. And of course, the end of summer and the beginning of the school year is always a big part of everything, of course. But I do think that we need to look in this, because we seem to be living in a new Gilded Age. Inequality among the ultra wealthy in this country is about the same levels that it was back in those Gilded Age days. And also, we're looking at some of the rise of worker movements that have returned with the pandemic, and people realizing that they are considered necessary for society to run, but they seem to be getting less pay than a lot of people that were able to work from home. There's a great book by an anarchist writer named David Graeber called Bullshit Jobs that talks a lot about these type of jobs that we have that, they want us working 40 hours a week. They want that to be the standard. So they create these jobs that are really kind of unnecessary for society. And a lot of people feel depressed for having these types of jobs. And it's a really interesting read. I suggest everyone read that. It's Bullshit Jobs by David Graeber. That's mainly what I wanted to say. Labor Day is an important holiday for us American working class, and I think we need to remember that. And this is just a short video, but I just thought I did share this with you guys today. And while you're out there having your picnics throughout the world, just, remember that freedom isn't free. And those who have more advantages will continue to take more advantages than they deserve if we don't stand up for our rights. So I believe it was my grandfather that really instilled the importance of fighting for labor rights in me. And let's get to the point where, we don't have working conditions that are horrible, and not just in the United States. I think labor should be concerned with working conditions throughout the world. So this new world where everything is connected, sometimes we do forget to look deeply into the child labor that happens throughout the world, and also the slave wages and slave wages that can happen. This is something that we need to definitely, make sure that we stay ahead of and fight for our rights. So U.S. Labor Party in America, the left in America, has been pushing for worker rights for a while. It seems like the Democrat Party has forgotten to really fight super hard for labor. They talk about it in their rhetoric, but oftentimes we can look around and see the inequality and know that we need to continue to fight and continue to wake up more people as to, to fight for better conditions, to fight for more equality, economic equality. Also look into Citizens United. People with economic power have gotten too much control over the government. It's given them more political power. They have more lobbyists. They're able to contribute to campaign financing. And we just need to make sure that the citizens have a voice. The workers of this country have a voice. This country was built on the backs of the labor and the workers. And really, this country was founded. We fought for our independence, and those that fought were definitely usually of the lords and the higher class. Of course, they were living well. They didn't want to revolt. They weren't worried about the taxes. It was the working class that felt the brunt of most of the. I mean, we fight the wars. We're the ones that actually go off and defend. We're the ones that are on the front lines. And even especially during COVID, we were the ones on the front lines, the working class, the labor class. So even though I'm a musician and I reach out to my union brothers that work more industrial jobs, because they definitely are the backbone of our country. And I want to give a big thank you to all those who wear those hard hats and wear those blue-collared shirts, because this country would be nowhere without our labor class. And we definitely need to celebrate labor in this country and remember why Labor Day was began. All right, thank you very much. Once again, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as The Blind Bassist, and I hope to talk to you soon. All right, peace out.